What? Hey YouTube, what's going on? AC from AC Toy Design. I feel like this is cutting off my head. Ooh, I don't like that. Hey everybody, I'm AC from AC Toy Design. Thanks for stopping by and spending time with me on my channel. That was a lot of looking right into the camera. I wanted to share with you all my latest custom. It's a very simple one, but it's my first Transformer. And as you can tell, it's a cartoon accurate 86 Studio Series Bumblebee. Let's get rid of that. I'm gonna zoom in and show you guys what I did exactly. And it looks very simple, and it is, but it's also more than meets the eye. Before I go any further, I want to say a big shout out to my Patreon crew over there, my community. You guys are amazing and awesome. I would not be doing this video right now if it weren't for you guys. So if you want to join that community, you can check out patreon.com/Adam Crone, ADAMCROHN, patreon.com/Adam Crone. That's me. And you can join for as little as $2 a month, and which is dirt, basically. I also accept dirt. And you get my Patreon exclusive podcast, all my behind the scenes, my tutorials, and I think that's about it. Yeah, Patreon, you guys are awesome. So let me zoom in on this guy. I'm going to show you. Stay tuned for the glamour shots at the end of the video. This is a cool little toy. I like holding him like this from his foot. I don't know what that means. Anyway, let's do it. Hey y'all, so here is my custom Transformers Studio Series 86 Bumblebee, and the only customization I did was the cartoon blue paint job on it, which if you own this, yours is black, and I'm sure I'm adding a little picture here or over here of what it used to look like. Something I want to point out, well, a few things I want to point out. First of all, this is a super simple customization, and I don't understand why Hasbro did not do this. They get their money, and it's not like we're in an oil crisis where plastic is more expensive like it was in the 80s. So there's really no excuse for them to do this, especially at a $25 price point. I mean, it's a great toy, great figure, but it's not worth that. It should be at most $15, and it should have the blue paint to match the rest of the Studio Series. That's the point, right? Because it's bad enough that they didn't shell out for the Volkswagen VW rights. I mean, this alternate mode is great, but it's not the Volkswagen. So anyway, it's a very simple paint job. I just mixed a white and a blue together and painted it. I didn't seal it because you could seal it and paint over. You don't want to seal the entire, just hit it with spray all over the entire thing. That's going to take away the sheen of the plastic, the yellow plastic. And I don't want the blue of the windows to be a shiny sheen, like you can see the glare off the yellow, and then there's not that shininess glinting off the blue. I like that contrast. So if you seal it, you'll have to paint over it, and that's going to seal up the cracks as well, which is going to be a mess in transformation, which I'm going to do here in a minute so you can see what he looks like with the blue paint in robot mode. But before I do that, one thing I want to point out, if you look at yours with the black windows, you'll notice this tiny bit right here, this rectangle. I'm touching it right there. That rectangle, it's yellow on all, at least on mine it was. It was not painted black. So this was black, this was black, black came out through here, but that rectangle was yellow. This is black, this was black, this was black. But that rectangle, they left it yellow. That's just like, I know it's a tiny spot, but when you look at yours in the window, it's like, why? That's so lazy. It's so lazy. And that's what Hasbro has been doing lately, is just this laziness, because they know that we're going to buy it. And that is a feeling that I think us as collectors have had for a long time. And even though we all know it, we still buy them. And that's got to stop at some point. I bought this because I wanted to customize it. That's not a good excuse to further Hasbro's garbage. I also am a I'm collecting the 86 Studio Series, and this was definitely one I didn't want to leave out. But there's a good chance in the future they will paint them blue and reissue it, you know, probably for an extra $5 or something like that, which is going to be insane. But anyway, I think it looks great the way it is. It was a simple customization. You really notice it in the alternate car mode as opposed to the robot mode, but I'm going to transform him and show you that right now. All right, so here's Bumblebee transformed into his robot mode, and you can see the blue paint, just how it makes him pop, even though you notice it more in his alternate mode as a car. I love what it makes him look like as a robot as well. There's one, he's fully transformed with one exception, because I wonder how many people noticed this. I didn't notice it at first. Let me see if I can point this out. So here you've got a little notch, you've got a little piece of plastic right there, and you've got a little notch right there, and it's the same on the other side. Little peg and little notch, and that clicks in together. You just push it down, boom, and that keeps the backpack from, hooks in there, keeps the backpack from moving around. I didn't realize that at first. It's a great little touch. I really like it. You know, I'm not going to give Hasbro any bonus points for that, because that kind of stuff should be a given, but I'm glad that it's there. So anyway, that's him in his robot mode. He's got his little gun, which also attaches, you know, he's got his gun, doodly-dee. The gun can attach to the backpack as it can in alt mode or car mode as well. And you just attach the peg into the little slot, and he can carry it around that way if he wants. So I'm going to post some, or add some glamour shots of this guy at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that, because he really does fit really well into the Studio Series 86 line. His face is great. I love his head sculpt. You know, there's great parts to all their figures, I think, even the worst ones. And even though this guy should have been painted blue, he's still a decent figure. I'm really glad that they fixed these feet, or at least as much as you probably can with a Bumblebee figure. The Cliff Jumper one and the other Bumblebee one, you know, they're like almost twice as long, and that's just ridiculous. Cliff Jumper is one of my favorites, so I can't wait for him to get a reissue, remold with this mold, which I'm sure they will do at some point, because he's one of my favorites. I've never been a big Bumblebee fan, but he is a big part of the lore, and I'm glad to have him in the Studio Series 86 line. So anyway, there is his blue paint customization, and again, it's a real simple job. I would say the one thing, if you're going to do this, just make sure, let me find a paintbrush. One thing that really helps is once you've got him painted, you know, transform him a few times and at least move the joints around, specifically this joint right here, where you would pop his chest open during transformation to fold his head in. Once this is painted, that was the biggest scrape problem that I had as far as paint chipping. So what you want to do is, you know, paint them up. Always use really thin layers. Thin your paints out. Use a bunch of thin layers. I think I probably did 6 to 8 layers of paint over this. And right here on this hinge and the other hinges as well, you want to watch out. I dipped my brush, my tiny brush, this one, you can see how small that is, fine liner, into a little bit of acetone, which is what I would use to, clean my brushes. Focus, there we go. And so I got a little bit of acetone on there, and I just ran it through the seam, let it dry for a few seconds, ran it through the seam again, other way. It'll take some of the paint off, but also what it does is it makes that layer of paint right in the seam thin as possible without taking it off. So you don't want to take it off. You just want to thin it out with that acetone. And that'll keep it so that when you open this chest piece up, which I can do for you right now, so that pops open, right? And that's where you're going to get that overlap and that possible paint rub, but you can see it doesn't, because I've thinned that paint right on that joint as much as possible without taking it off. Still looks great, right? So anyway, a really awesome and worthwhile customization, I would say. And for a decent figure. You know, if the price point was different, I'd be a little more enthusiastic, I'd say. If this was a $15 price point, hell yeah. But it's not, so I'm not. So anyway, stay tuned at the end of the video for some glamour shots, and I'm going to pass it back to myself. I'll talk to you guys in a minute. All right. Okay. I hope that was helpful. You know, like I said, there's Hasbro took some real shortcuts on this guy, and they tend to do that a lot, considering the amount of money they make off of us. So speak with your wallets. Please do that. You have to do that. We have to do that. If there's something you don't like, don't buy the next thing. If there's something you think you're not going to like, don't buy it. And eventually they will hopefully get the point. Doubt it. But that's how it works. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you again to my Patreon community. You guys are amazing. Again, if you want to join, $2 a month, or you can throw $10,000 a month at me. That'd be awesome. But that's how I continue to make these videos, is because of the Patreon crew. If you like this video, subscribe, comment. I answer all the comments and I appreciate them very much. And I think that's probably all I have to say. You know, I always say that's all I have to say, but I definitely have more to say. Be a positive member of your community. I will appreciate that. The community will benefit. Your friends and family will benefit and appreciate that. There's a lot of craziness going on these days, and you know, we need to. I know that the toy community out there is one of the best communities that I've ever been a part of. So I know y'all are capable of some great stuff. So let's do that. Help each other out. Help someone you don't know. Ask permission and then give hugs, because that always helps me. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for stopping by. Patreon, you guys are awesome. Till all are one. Yeah? You got the touch. You got the power. I don't know. Vince DiCola, you're awesome. If you're watching, love you. Stan Bush, love you. I do like this toy line. Now I'm going to stop talking. What? See ya. Sit, Muji, sit. Good dog.